She's alive. Alive!
So we missed out last week.
We did.
But that's because we were moving into this room. And I suppose aesthetically, to anyone watching this on video, it doesn't make much of a fucking difference. There's more black.
I'm on a different side, am I?
No. You're still on the same side, but the camera angle is coming towards you now, and I have more room to manspread. Go like this.
Fucking manspreading in front of me.
I don't mansplain, I'm manspreading.
What did you just do with your hand?
Al Bundy in it, man.
All right, I was picturing Eminem or somebody.
But I mean, yeah, I like this new little stool, new little setup. It doesn't look much different to the people outside, but for us, it's my own little room, my own little sanctuary. It's where I get to work all week. It's nice.
I'm locked out during the week.
It's not like we left them short-handed. I think that episode that we gave them a free episode of It's a Live Action from Patreon.
I was happy with that episode.
That was a fun episode where we were talking about.
That's not to say you shouldn't pay for Patreon and listen to all our other episodes, but it was a good episode.
But it's an example of why you should pay for Patreon and listen to all our other episodes.
Exactly.
Because we were looking at monsters who hide in plain sight. So we were looking at Bundy, Gacy, Ridgway, D'Angelo, and of course the nasty ass Dennis Rader. Fucking hate Dennis Rader. Who else was I thinking about today that I absolutely despised? There was some serial killer that came into my head.
Henry Lee Lucas.
I don't despise Henry Lee Lucas. I don't like him, but I mean,
not like Rader.
It's different. He's again like an example of a monster you see coming. He isn't exactly hiding in plain sight.
No.
He's the one that's in the corner going, "I'm over here. I killed 100 people." Dude, you got like 1, 2, maybe 3.
He couldn't count. 100.
I killed 1 for each toot in my mouth. So not many. No. It was Leonard Lake and Charles Ring I was thinking.
Oh yeah, no.
Because when we did The Last House on the Left, and obviously because we do a true crime version of these stories, my issue with Last House on the Left, both the original and the remake, picks up from after Krug's gang breaks out of prison. After Krug breaks out of prison. So I had to tell the story of what landed him in prison, what happened before he went to prison, what happens before the events of Last House on the Left. And I knew that from watching the movies that these are not people that I can make any bit sympathetic.
Yeah.
Bar maybe Junior, maybe his son, you could drop a tiny bit of sympathy on him, but the rest of them had to be reprehensible, disgusting characters. And when I was writing the first episode as a kind of prequel to Last House on the Left, I decided who are the nastiest bastards who would do something close to what happens in Last House on the Left.
And
Leonard Lake and Charles Ing pop right in my head, and I was like, yep, that's a good old origin story right there. And I remember by the time we got around to actually doing the second part, which was actually the story of Last House on the Left, I felt so icky that I didn't want to do it anymore.
Yeah, I can understand that.
I think if you listen to those 2 episodes side by side, I probably sound a lot less enthusiastic going into part 2 than I did part 1. Because I think it was the first time for me that it was like, I have written something that people are going to know came from my mind.
Yeah.
That I had to think about this. I had to articulate this, and I had to put it forward.
But now you obviously know how Tarantino feels. I don't think he felt like that, but it's the kind of backlash.
That's kind of what I had to kind of reconcile with in the end was, this is horror. All horror writers have to think like this and act like this. It's
artistic license, Josh.
I kind of had to go there. And again, it wasn't that I was going there for the sake of being over the top. It was because the characters I was talking about could not be left with any sympathy on them.
No.
They had to be, you had to want to see them dead by the end of the fucking the movie.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
It's the same way in Last House on the Left, there is very little sympathy put on him. I mean, about the most, I wouldn't even say sympathetic, but the one part where they look regretful is when they watch her go out into the lake. When they shoot her in the lake, when they've raped and she runs away, and then they shoot her in the lake, and then they kind of watch her go away, and they're all kind of standing there looking at each other. Or is it just before that when she stands up and walks away after they've raped her? And they're all kind of looking at each other and kind of unsure of what's just kind of what they've just done and how they feel about what they've just done. And that was kind of the only real ick. Yeah. But yeah. So I don't even know how I got there, to be honest with you.
because we were promoting last week's episode.
Oh, yeah. So if you want to hear what we usually do on Patreon, go back to last week's episode, check it out. It is free waiting there for you. This week, though, we are going to kick off with a little chat about Alfred Hitchcock, because we did Frenzy this week. And before Frenzy, we were doing Norman Bates.
Yeah.
All Hitchcock.
Yep.
Well, part 1 was Hitchcock. Tom Holland did 2. He did. Psycho 2.
Yeah.
Not 100% who did Psycho 3. I think it was Perkins that directed. But Anthony Perkins directed Psycho 3.
Yeah.
And 4 was a made-for-TV movie. I can't remember who directed that.
I will tell you now in 2 seconds.
But
Mike Garris.
Yeah, I don't know him. Oh, I do know him.
You do know him.
I do know him. Sorry, my bad. He's fucking literally a talking head on every horror documentary I've ever seen in my life. And come here. Fair play to them, because I love that. I think that the Psycho series as a 4-parter is a fun story. I mean, us telling it the way we did, I would have preferred to not have part 3.
Ah, poor Perkins.
Not that it's a bad movie. I just mean in the whole thing of telling a sympathetic narrative. Because part 1, his mother's making him do it. Part 2, Lila Loomis pushes him.
Yeah.
Part 3, then you got a kind of stretch of Lila Loomis making him snap again has caused all of 3 to happen. And obviously he's Emma fucking Spool.
Emma Spool, yeah.
Has dragged it along again. And then in part 4, you're getting the prequel. So it would have been a nice, tidier kind of story to do the prequel, Psycho, and then the woman that tried to take him down, but he actually lives happily ever after with his wife and newborn child. Instead, we had to have him go on another big old massacre, then settle down. It's less realistic when a guy goes on 3 massacres and gets away with it every time. Or
that
gets
is very
released
true.
every
That
time.
is very,
Even though at the end of part 2, he isn't arrested. It's all blamed on the Loomises. Fucking
you
Loomises.
sound cold. It is winter in Ireland.
If you got the name Loomis in a movie, there's a chance you might be the bad guy. Unless you're Dr. Sam Loomis. There used to be, I read this thing online, it's not true. Because obviously we know that Sam Loomis dies in Psycho before Psycho 2. But the Dr. Sam Loomis from Halloween was the same Loomis, even though he wasn't a doctor in the fucking thing.
No,
I don't know who or where or what connection. They obviously took the name from that.
The treatment of Dr. Loomis in the newer trilogy, the not Rob Zombie trilogy, or the newer. I don't like the way he has. Oh, what's the name? The daughter in the back of the car. But to me,
Okay, that's not Dr. Loomis.
Who's that?
Dr. Loomis is dead at this point.
Oh, you're right. Sorry,
Dr. Rames or something like that.
Yeah, I kind of ran away with myself there.
Picks up with Michael after Dr. Loomis passes away.
Okay, that makes me a bit happier. So, because in my head, every time watching that movie, I've been like, oh my God, that's not him. That's not him. Like, Joe, he was not that type of man.
And again, in the first part of that, did they not show a flashback with another actor playing him with a bit of CGI?
You see, what got to me watching the movie the last time was even we said how proud he looked of himself when he scared the kids away from the house. Yeah. And then when I was kind of making the association that it was the same doctor in the cop car. And I was like, that's not the type of man he is. And I wasn't happy with it.
They look nothing like each other. And plus, it would be like Dr. Loomis hasn't aged in 40 years.
He just got a moustache.
And an accent.
Oh, yeah.
He's went from being British to somewhere Middle
I've only seen that
Eastern,
twice. And in fairness, the last time we watched it, there was a lot of talking going on over it. So it was kind of like, oh.
Yeah, those kids don't know how to shut the fuck up watching a movie, man. Jesus. Fuck, I've seen it before. Anyway, Alfred Hitchcock. Let's talk about Hitchcock. So do you want to give a little brief bio on old Hitch here before we talk about some of his stuff?
So, Hitchcock was born in 1899 and died in 1980. He was an English filmmaker widely regarded as the master of suspense and one of cinema's most influential directors. He was born in Leytonstone in London. Twins, I was born in London. Hitchcock began his career in the film industry during the silent era, working as a title card designer and assistant director before directing his first feature, The Pleasure Garden, in 1925.
Was his first movie silent?
Yes, that's where he first started. Over the next decade, he developed a distinctive style in British cinema with films such as The Lodger in 1927 and Blackmail in 1929, experimenting with suspense, narrative structure, and visual storytelling. In 1939, Hitchcock moved to Hollywood, where his career flourished with a string of classics that would cement his legacy. Films like Rebecca in 1940, Shadow of a Doubt 1943, Notorious 1946, and Vertigo in 1958. They showcased his mastery of tension, complex characters, and meticulous camera work. However, it was his work in the thriller and horror genres that most profoundly impacted cinema. Psycho in 1960 revolutionized horror by blending psychological depth with graphic violence, creating a template for modern slasher films and psychological thrillers. The infamous shower scene and Norman Bates' duality highlighted Hitchcock's ability to shock audiences while exploring the darker aspects of human psychology. Hitchcock's approach to horror was highly innovative. He emphasized suspense over gore, allowing tension to build through suggestion, framing, and music. I suppose we see that again in Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Well, yeah. The apparently nastiest, goriest movie in the world has
You
no
will
blood
not
or gore
see
in
one
it.
drop of
It
blood.
is all...
Suggested.
I always said Texas Chainsaw Massacre attacks your senses.
Mm-hmm.
It does not.
Oh, it
it's
does.
not just the story that scares you. The sight of it scares you. You can
nearly get a
smell
smell of
that
the house.
movie.
Yeah.
The sound effects, that
Oh, yeah.
constant
Yeah.
in the background. It just fucking
Mhm.
crawls up your skin, and it's just fuck. And how manic the family are. Every time I think about how unsettling that movie is, I picture Sally Hardesty at the end of the table, tied to the end of the chair at the end of the table, and the other three just pounding on the fucking table and laughing and
pure
smiling.
psychological again. Like,
It's just
yeah.
fucking... Ugh.
Yep. Hitchcock's films frequently explored voyeurism, guilt, obsession, and the fragility of the human psyche, creating an unsettling atmosphere that influenced generations of filmmakers.
I still can't believe that Peep and Tom didn't come from his mind. It's such a Hitchcock style movie that it seems like it will be right out of in his wheelhouse. Obviously, was it influenced? It came out literally at the same fucking time as fucking Psycho. Same year.
Maybe somebody got the smell that it was in, a whiff of it, that it was in the works.
What, like
thinking
Halloween and fucking Friday the 13th?
Yeah. Or that song, Teenage Kicks, and then whoever it was, who
Misfits.
was it? The Misfits, and they have it nearly identical, but it was only within a few months of each other.
Adam's Family and Monsters.
Adam's
Dennis
Family
the
and
Menace
Monsters.
UK, Dennis the Menace US. Literally within a week of each other, I believe.
Exactly. Hitchcock's style combined precise visual composition, innovative editing, and a keen understanding of audience psychology to provoke fear and anxiety. Beyond his films, his television series, Alfred Hitchcock Presents, introduced audiences to short-form suspense stories and further cemented his cultural influence. Hitchcock's legacy in horror is undeniable. He transformed it from simple shock entertainment into a sophisticated genre exploring human fears, morality, and psychological tension. His influence can be seen in countless directors, from Brian De Palma to David Fincher, and his techniques, such as the use of point-of-view shots, dramatic irony, and suspenseful music, remain foundational in modern horror and thriller filmmaking. Hitchcock's work demonstrated that horror could both be intellectually engaging and viscerally terrifying, solidifying his place as one of cinema's greatest innovators.
Thing about Hitchcock, right, for me is I love Psycho. Psycho will be in my top 5, right? Definitely, 100%. But I never really paid much attention to Hitchcock because up until we started doing the podcast, I would take any opportunity I got to watch horror. I would find the most splatterfest
80s orange blood
gore
themed.
fucking covered,
yeah.
schlocky fucking bullshit that I could watch because I have an opportunity to watch that, you know? Because I mean, like, let's be realistic here, right? We've been doing this 2 years. And for 2 years, we have slept, bred fucking horror movies. But there's so much out there that we haven't even scratched the surface of what we should have watched at this fucking point. But prior to this, I mean, my main obsession was professional wrestling. Your main obsession was history, and you wanted to get into acting and stuff like that. And we were both separately kind of trying to achieve these goals. And eventually I realized, oh, my body's broken. There ain't no way I'm getting back into a wrestling ring. It's just not going to fucking happen. I need to accept it, move on and find a new idea. And you had kind of hit your limit with your history.
Where I could go without...
Of what you found interesting without repeating yourself.
Over-exaggerated.
And when we did get a chance to watch movies, ordinarily, because she likes history, she'd saddle me with some period fucking piece.
That is not
I didn't
true.
want.
Not
when it was your
time.
choice.
When it was my choice.
When it was your choice. When it was my choice, it would be... I'm a big comedy, horror, and sci-fi
We
fan.
watched period horror, though. I would suggest kind of period horror. Hi, Limehouse Column. You liked Limehouse Column. I'd consider that horror.
It was okay. Yeah, it was good. It's grand. I don't think the ending is all that great.
The ending's not all that great. You can see it coming a mile off,
Yeah.
but I have a special kind of place in my heart for it because I met the cop in real life.
But getting back to Hitchcock, it was like, so, you know, the last 2 years is when we've basically been like, it's been a thing of we can't get into a niche without. So it's not like we didn't always love horror. It was just we couldn't make specific, without having a genuine reason for it. We couldn't make time for it in our lives because there was other stuff that were there. So now that it's a priority, it means that every chance we get, it's what we consume.
Well, it's like tonight we're going watching a double bill of horror. Like that's
wait.
our Friday night
We'll
plans
be-
out. Like
Yeah, I actually have a bit of, well, we can
we'll
get to that.
discuss them later. Yeah.
But where was I going with that? But yeah. So I still have a lot of Hitchcock to go and watch and a lot to learn and a lot to, that's why we spend our weekends like Friday night's movie night where we watch all the new shit. Saturday night generally is trying a documentary about horror that we can learn some more stuff. And straight afterwards, we'll put on The Last Drive-In with Joe Bob Briggs so we can watch 1 or 2 episodes of that and listen to him because he's like a professor to me at this point, Professor Joe
absolutely.
Bob. So I listen to what Joe Bob has to
Briggs.
teach me every week. And then that's how we learn. And the rest of the week, it's, you know, you're so focused on the topic at hand, which is whatever movie we're covering that week, that consumes all.
Yeah.
And whatever one comes up next and the one after that and the one after that, it's constantly what's on your mind. So you're trying to get there, but you got 100 years of history here of horror movie history to try and get through. It's going to take us a while.
We're getting good at it though. Like there's sometimes we would go on a run of director of like one director and things like that. Like.
And even in my spare time, then when I'm reading, it's all Stephen King. I've made it my goal to read every Stephen King book by the time I'm 40.
See, that shows the difference between us because if I was to sit down and read avidly horror, it would probably be Anne Rice, whereas you're Stephen King.
I don't find Stephen King scary.
I wouldn't find Anne Rice scary
but
either.
Then again,
but
the
it's still that
ones
genre.
I have been reading aren't particularly supposed to be scary. I'm reading, I kind of got back into Stephen King through the Bill Hodges trilogy. Which is more of a cop chase, a thriller. I would say more thriller. And then when he's out of it and Holly continues on, which is where I'm at now, I'm at the last Holly book, Never Flinch. I literally finished Holly last night and read the first 2 chapters of Never Flinch just to get me into it. And again, that was serial killer onto serial killer. So they're going to be more thrillery, but I assume when I get to Carrie and 8 and fucking The Shining and shit like that, there's going to be scares and stuff like that. But Hitchcock, when it comes to Hitchcock, I've seen Psycho and I've seen The Birds.
Okay,
that's it. That's all he's been. Oh, and I've seen Frenzy.
So I was thinking, I was like, I have it wrong here, so that Hitchcock did Frenzy.
But even from I've read a lot about him. I've watched the movie about Hitchcock.
Have you watched the TV show?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Watched documentaries about him, so I understand what he has done for the genre.
Yeah.
And out of everything, I would say the slasher genre itself was nearly created by Hitchcock in his style, especially in that almost that Scooby-Doo moment. Scream would not exist without Hitchcock.
Have you seen Rear Window?
Nah, but I've seen it parodied so many fucking times. I know exactly what happens in that movie. It's essentially like Disturbia minus the aliens, right?
Well, he has a broken leg. I think it is a good movie to watch.
I've seen The Simpsons do it like 100 times.
No. Really, to get proper Hitchcock, you need to watch the movie.
No, I know. But what I'm saying is, from what I have seen him and what I know, I know a lot about him. I mean, like, again, I watched the movie with Hopkins playing him.
Yeah.
Wasn't it Hopkins? Hitchcock.
Yes, it was Hopkins. Sorry.
And
and
I've
think who Hopkins
seen a few
was.
documentaries and stuff like that about him. And obviously I've seen his big ones.
Mm-hmm.
And it does feel to me like movies like Scream. I think he's the guy. Scooby-Doo wouldn't exist without Hitchcock. I think he's the guy, like, if Psycho is that kind of reveal, you know, that last minute reveal of you think this is the killer and it's like, boom, no, it's this person. Or guess who the killer, the mystery.
Yeah.
He's the king of this kind of suspense and the mystery and what's coming and not knowing what's coming. And like you said, the music, not just using what I usually love in that 80s slash hack fucking style. He goes the other way and it's like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, like we were saying. It's the sound that gets to you.
Yeah.
It's the angles that you're looking at. It's the hallways, the long hallways you're looking down. It's the eyes you're looking through. It's the peepholes that you're looking through.
Exactly. Yeah. He brought the horror genre away from monsters and onto kind of humans. Monsters.
Yeah. Which needed to happen.
Absolutely.
Because and he did it at the exact perfect time. Because 1960, from there on out, you then have the rolling out of what becomes the golden age of the serial killer. So things like Norman Bates, people like Bob
Ross. Stars
Ross
lined up for him perfectly.
Are actual real villains and real fucking life. It's why it was tangible. So easy for us to cover them on the show because we got so many references to these people. You know, from real life. It's like I was saying at the start about when I had to write The Last House on the Left kind of prequel for our series. I was able to pick that right out of Charles and Leonard Lake's life and say this is where we're to go. And, you know, so, I mean, it's almost like the serial killers, though, did it the other way around. It was like, look at Norman Bates. Let's be like him, except not so much of a pussy.
Leave Bates.
But Norman is that one guy who, by the end of the 4 movies, you still love Norman. You're cheering for Norman. You're rooting for Norman Bates, you know? And that's where his villains aren't just straight up regular normal villains. They're complex. There's more to them. It's not just here's a pure evil fucking monster from hell, like you said. But it's not Jason.
It's proper human view on the human psyche, like a fractured human psyche. I mean, like
how you become broken.
Exactly. Yeah. How you go through life and get to where you are. Like,
and then you look at Frenzy, and he's not just looking then at the horror of someone like this being amongst us. Because I mean, like, a lot of people take away from Frenzy the idea that you know, Bob Rusk is this guy who could live amongst us and that we wouldn't even see him coming because he's the guy that'll help you with your groceries. He's the guy that'll buy you a pint and he's a sympathetic ear to listen to your problems and all this kind of shit. I see another side of horror in that movie. And that is the wrong man went to jail first. And
that's
if Bob
Rusk
in itself decided right there and then, you know what? Maybe it's time for me to move out of London. Then Blaney is never, ever, ever, ever getting out of jail.
Exactly.
Blaney is forever the necktie killer. And that, to me, is horror alone in itself. This idea of, shit, the people who are supposed to keep order could turn against me.
Yeah.
And there's nothing I can do to stop it.
Exactly.
Do you know?
Yeah.
And I love that about his stuff. But his influence on modern horror, and I think Wes Craven is a real big fucking... he had to be a big Hitchcock guy.
Absolutely.
I mean, you look at Scream, and Scream obviously has that 90s filter over it that instantly cheeses things up just a small bit. Just
but
a tint.
that's because of the era, like, do you know?
But it is what you would expect from a Hitchcock movie of who's under the mask. Is it this guy? Is it that guy?
And it has its twist at the end as well. Like.
And the twist is that it's near impossible for you to tell who it is throughout the movie because there's two of the bastards.
Yeah.
You're looking for one person. You're looking for one person who keeps going missing in every scene before Ghostface turns up, but you never get to see that one person because there's two of them.
But when audiences first went into it, did they know that it was kind of like a whodunit? Like, did they know that was good? You know that the character was presented on screen?
Self-explanatory within the first 5 minutes, isn't it? If the killer's wearing a mask and using a voice changer.
No, but I mean like a whodunit from the people that they know, like, do you know, as in.
I don't know.
I'm too young to remember when it first came out.
So am I.
Yeah.
I was 9 when it came out.
Oh, you'd remember better than me.
Well, I don't even remember being in the cinema. I remember for the first time having one of my friends being like, "Look what I got," and holding the VHS up in front of me and being like, "It's a horror movie," and I was like, "All right, let's do this." You know, because like that's the thing about Scream. Scream is like our first fucking jump into horror movies, like, you know. And I definitely think Hitchcock had a big fucking impact on that. But he also had a big impact on, like, you know, how these films are shot. You know, trying to blend the mainstream appeal with cinematic innovation, and, you know, just kind of just to keep the relevance of the movie alive for so long. And you can see that in his work, because Psycho works today just as much as it did back then.
Absolutely.
And I mean, as much as like the remake of Psycho was a shot for shot, it wasn't needed, because the old Psycho hadn't went out of date. No. Do you know what I mean? You didn't need to remake it. And I like Vince Vaughn, but Vince Vaughn was too psychotic to play the role of Norman Bates.
Because we know that's not Norman Bates.
He
presented himself as a grounded kind of...
That kind of giggling and he's a bit too tall for the more slender, meek-looking fucker, especially Perkins in the first one, where you can see that he is barely out of his teens at that point. You know? He looks like a fucking... I mean, like, he is so close to... What's your man's name? Freddie...
Freddie Highmore.
Yeah, they're so fucking close. It was bang on. I mean, it was like beautiful fucking casting. But I find him interesting. I find even to listen to Hitchcock talk...
he's very relaxing voice, though, is what I find.
But I think just his view on all this. And even, do you know that he was actually apparently close to pulling Psycho himself?
Because of the fear of how it was going to be received?
The original kind of reviews and people fainting and walking out and being so fucking angry. Of course,
that was going to drum up publicity. It was going to make other people want to go see it. Like, he knew he had a good product.
No, but at that time he didn't. He was worried. He thought it was going to ruin his reputation. He was about to pull it. And then next thing he's fucking dry, you know, he goes for a spin around the fucking city and sees lines around the fucking block, because controversy will bring a queue. You know, they'll bring a crowd.
I wonder if Peeping Tom hadn't been pulled so fast, would it have done the same?
British audiences are different to American audiences, especially in the 60s. Whatever about now. Now we live in a world where I think we live in a world without borders at this point.
Yeah.
The internet tore down all the borders. Borders are only law lines now.
Yeah.
You know? Where certain laws mean something here that they don't mean here. But as a people, I think our sense of borders is gone, because I can talk to someone in China right now in real fucking time and see them.
Get movies
and
the
look
same
at
day
them.
they're dropped in America. Yeah.
I mean, back in the day, I mean, Psycho comes out in 1960 in America. Probably didn't come out till 1961 in Ireland. I don't know.
It was banned in Ireland.
Here, fucking cat.
Came out in the 80s in Ireland.
The Pope saw it and he said no.
Do you know why it was banned in Ireland? Because it wasn't the gore.
Period blood.
It could be construed as period blood. The time, because the woman's in the shower and the blood's going down the drain. Oh my God, a woman gets her period. Don't tell anybody.
He frightened her so much she had her period.
And that's probably how it was sold. Fucking church.
I've enjoyed covering these Hitchcock movies over the last couple of weeks. I enjoy revisiting him, getting back to him. We'll see what else we can do from him. And I am going to start watching the Hitchcock Presents TV show.
Okay. Oh, yeah. That'd be a nice one to throw on with dinner or after dinner.
Yeah. I mean, I used to love doing that with the old Twilight Zone.
Oh, yeah.
The Rod Serling Twilight Zone.
Oh, Doctor Who's as well.
Yeah.
Gotta get back into them.
Yeah, Doctor Who's though. They're kind of the ones where you can watch for a while and then you just kind of get a bit.
You do need a bit of a break every so often, especially from the old ones. I think that's why the TV series, the newer one, kind of did so well, because you've got like your year and a half.
The Twilight Zone, at least, is something vastly different every time you turn it on.
Oh yeah, it's like Black Mirror. Like it's you know.
But I look forward to getting back to Hitch again at some fucking point. But
that's funny. You call him Hitch, I call him Alf.
Old Alfie.
Alfie.
Alfie Hitch. That's what they wanted him to change his name to in Hollywood. If he was an actor, you could guarantee. So let's just move on to some movie news. This is a little bit of an update. We talked about this already, and we're going to watch this tonight, and I can't fucking wait.
I'm looking forward to it.
Queens of the Dead. The feature debut from Tina Romero, daughter of zombie legend George A. Romero, has just hit digital platforms after a limited theoretical run in October.
Theoretical means it never happened.
Maybe it didn't.
Don't
Maybe
fuck
it
with me,
did.
Josh.
Oh, no. I'll tell you later after I watch it. Set over one chaotic night in Brooklyn's Bushwick district, the film follows a group of friends at a drag warehouse party that descends into mayhem when the dead begin to rise. When the headliner drops out, a retired drag queen is called in to save the show, but the night quickly turns into a fight for survival. The movie features an ensemble cast including Katie or Cathy? Katie O'Brien, Margaret Cho, Cheyenne Jackson, Nina West, and genre veterans Tom Savini and Galen Ross. Tina Romero calls the film's blend of queer culture and undead horror a magic sauce, making it both a tribute to her father's legacy and a fresh twist on the zombie genre.
I love Tom Savini.
That'll be the second movie we watch tonight on our double feature, because
the
I've been
first
waiting for
one we're
Deathstalker for fucking a long time. And anything that's Kostansky makes is, ever since Psycho Gorman, it is top of my list every time.
You rave about
That
Psycho
dude
Gorman
is
every few weeks. I get a 10-minute earful of Psycho Gorman.
Because it's just, I suppose, because it just brings me back to that old Fox
Power
Kids
Rangers
90s kind of fucking Saturday morning TV.
I can understand that.
Excuse me.
You getting a cold?
No, this is just me all the fucking time. Another update, Marvel Comics is releasing a one-shot prequel titled Predator Badlands #1 on November 12th, which was 2 days ago, 2025, yes, which serves as an official lead-in to the film directed by Dan Trachtenberg. The story, written by Ethan Sachs with artwork by Elvin Ching, follows the young... Hang on now, because I've been doing this wrong for years.
So have I, because I was taking it from you.
Do
you want me to tell you?
Yaucha.
Yes.
Yaucha. So
we were calling him Yatuja. Yaucha.
Yaucha. I don't know where I was getting that from, to be honest. But Yaucha, Warrior Deck, the film's protagonist, who's tasked by his father to recover a piece of tech from a crashed spaceship, only to discover an ancient deadly threat. Trachtenberg oversaw the comic's creation to ensure it aligns seamlessly with the film's narrative. I found out something interesting actually about that this week.
Tell me.
About Predator Badlands. We watched that.
Loved it.
Lovely. But Dan Trachtenberg intentionally set this movie to be the furthest movie in the future of the Alien Predator timeline. To give them
space.
So basically, he didn't want to step on Romulus or Alien Earth's feet. Didn't want to get in their way. Didn't want to get in the way of anything they were trying to do.
Okay. So
he just decided, fuck it. This one is
way
in the future.
Elle Fanning is the perfect casting for an for a droid.
How long?
She's just so funny. She's naturally, like, the way she delivers her lines. She's perfect for it.
How long did it take you to realize that all the other soldiers were the same person?
Oh, I was a good shot into the movie, and I was like, are they all the same person, Josh? And you were like,
I was like, that's because I just pulled up IMDb and I was like, there's like 5 people in this fucking movie. Why aren't they giving all these other guys credit?
I thought they were just showing that they made them similar looking for continuity or something. Yeah. What a way to save money.
It's a fun movie. I'm gonna add that to my reviews for next week. Because it'll be worth talking about. Now, on to our next one. Eli Roth has announced that his long gestating horror project Ice Cream Man has wrapped filming in September and will be released theatrically in 2026 for his company, The Horror Section. Now, here's the fucked up thing. This Ice Cream Man has nothing to do with the other Ice Cream Man.
So Mr. Howard, can't think of his first name, isn't in it.
Clint Howard has nothing to do with this. Completely separate. His sequel is still over here doing its own thing.
And is this like a reboot of the original Ice Cream Man, or is it a completely different story, completely different movie? Nothing got to do with it.
Nothing.
Okay.
So the film features Ari Millen from Orphan Black in the title role, along with Benjamin Byron Davis, Karen Cliche. No way, that's cliche.
I think so.
Dylan Hacko, Sarah Abbott. I'm terrible at names. Kiori Miraza Waldman, Charlie Weltzer, and Charlie Story, among others. The premise: an idyllic summer town descends into chaos when an ice cream vendor begins doling out horrific treats to kids. Sounds familiar, but yeah. Roth said the idea has been with him for over 20 years when he saw the first one. And that assembled cast is insane. And that the assembled cast is insanely talented. Now, from what I know, Clint Howard tried a Kickstarter to get money raised for the second Ice Cream Man in his franchise, and they didn't quite meet the target. So he's looking
But is it still happening?
He's still working on it. He's still looking at other avenues to try and fund it and other crowdfunding sources. But it is still a goal of his to get this movie made.
Okay.
This, though, is a completely different Ice Cream Man. But it's an Eli Roth Ice Cream Man. And let's face it, Eli Roth, he hasn't let us down yet.
As long as
he's disgusted us a few times.
In the back of an ice cream van.
He's disgusted us a few times, but he hasn't let us down yet. You know? Yeah. Well, he's left some of you down yet. I've never watched that Fallout movie. Not Fallout. What was the one that comic that video game movie he made with Jamie Lee Curtis and Kevin Hart and everybody? Borderlands.
I've never played Borderlands, so I wasn't excited for the movie or anything like that. I didn't see it, but nobody, it got panned basically.
Oh yeah, it got shit all over, and nobody talks about it. No one still talks about it.
Jamie Lee stood up for herself though.
She also
she's
fucking queen.
Perfect. Oh, she is a queen.
Here's some good news for you. This is a good one.
Yes.
Upcoming horror spoof film A Scary Movie 6 has added several new cast members and welcomes back familiar faces from the franchise.
Good.
Among the new additions are Damon Wayans Jr.'s, Kim Wayans and Heidi Gardner.
Oh, yay.
So Heidi Gardner, we like. Kim Wayans is their older sister.
Yeah.
Who hasn't been in a whole... I haven't seen her in a lot since Don't Be a Menace to South Central While Drinking Your Juice in the Hood.
Is that the one with...
She's at the start of Don't Be a Menace when, do you know this joke of, when you grow up in the hood, you'll be lucky to see your 21st birthday, and then a guy comes up going, happy birthday, my homie. And he goes, for me? Like, yeah. And it's 21 and the thing, and he gets shot. And then she comes running up going, my baby, my baby, my baby.
You see, I thought, she's not the one with the kid or the boyfriend called Ashiki, no?
No.
That's the other guy.
She's a different actress.
Okay.
She was in the House with LL Cool J and Alfonso Ribeiro. It used to be on
I'm just
Trouble.
going to take a look at her. I probably know her.
Oh, you do. She looks like a Wayans.
I know her.
Damon Wayans Jr. obviously is from Damon. Damon Wayans' son. Who we watched on Papa's House. Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, returning franchise veterans include Cherry O'Terry. I can't say her name unless I do it in the SNL style. And Chris Elliott. My small head, take my good hand.
From There's Something About Mary. Okay.
It remains unclear whether O'Terry and Elliott will reprise their earlier characters or play entirely new ones.
He has to at least do one scene with his bad hand, with his good hand even.
I thought when this originally came out and was being discussed, that the idea was they were going to be going into like a multiverse kind of thing. Because multiverses were all the shit at the time when they announced it. I thought that was the direction they were talking about going in, so that they could, have all these characters come back and be in it. The film is set to be distributed by Paramount Pictures via Miramax and is expected in theaters in June.
Not too long of a wait. 7 months.
Summer blockbuster.
Nice.
Right, so next one, I watched this trailer and it looks fucking awesome.
Yeah?
Full trailer has dropped for Cold Storage, a sci-fi horror thriller starring Liam Neeson, Joe Carey, and Georgina Campbell, directed by Johnny Campbell and based on a novel by David Cope. The film centers on a high-stakes contaminant scenario. A parasitic, mutating organism sealed off decades ago in a military facility escapes when the site is repurposed into a self-storage complex.
You never mentioned Leslie Manville in it. She's fucking class.
I'm just going off of the information I'm given.
Okay, cool.
Joe Keery's character and Georgina Campbell's characters are employees at the facility whose night shift turns into a nightmare, and they must team up with Neeson's retired bioterror operative to stop an extinction level outbreak. The trailer plays up the slime-coated visuals and body horror mayhem. There's plenty of gore, mutation, and panic as the threat spreads. It's set for a 2026 release and has already secured North American distribution via Samuel Goldwyn Films. You should see the trailer for this.
I gotta watch the trailer, but I'm
Liam
so...
Neeson looks funnier in this than he did in Naked Gun.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Good thing for this, a bad thing for Naked Gun.
Okay.
And I like Joe Keery. Is it Keery? See, it's
Keery?
so close to... We live in County Kerry, which is Kerry. He spells his name Keery.
Well, double E is generally
Keery.
Keery. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the dude from Stranger Things.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Georgina Campbell and Leslie Manville and Aaron Heffernan. You know Aaron Heffernan. Aaron Heffernan is him from Brassic.
No way.
There's a good few names that we know in this. Can you remember where you saw...
Traveller.
Exactly. Can you remember where you saw Leslie Manville in the
my
last few
favourite
weeks?
character in it. Leslie Mansville, I know the name.
You do know the name.
Was she in Frenzy?
No, she's too young for Frenzy.
Sorry, just the way you were looking at me.
Along the right lines, though.
Along the right
lines, because it was a Hitchcock movie. She wasn't in a Hitchcock movie, but a Frenzy was a Hitchcock movie. She was in Monster. She was the last victim in Monster.
The last victim? Oh, she was the hardware store owner.
Yeah, that's her. That's good old Leslie. She is fucking amazing as an actress.
Yeah. She's the one giving Ed the old brand panties.
That's her.
Yeah.
She's fantastic. I'm really looking forward to this movie now with Neeson and Manville in
It looks fun.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like. It looks fucking fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's that splatterfest that I love.
We will watch it. When's it out? 2026?
Yeah, no.
It's down as a 2025 movie.
See if they hit the
film
festivals first. Toxic Avenger is technically a 2023
it is.
movie.
We had to wait so long for that.
It's the distribution you're waiting for, but they've already secured a North American distribution, which almost guarantees that we'll get our hands on it.
It was released in Norway on January 23rd, 2025, Australia on February 5th, 2026. So we're getting it February 2026 and Norway got it January 23rd, 2025.
But again, was Norway having some sort of a film festival where it aired?
Can't
special
figure it out. Possibly.
You know?
Yeah,
That's usually what you get with those kind of situations.
It's the only 2025 date there.
Cool. That's all the news I got for this week. But some shit to look forward to there. For us tonight to look forward to is just Queen of the Dead and Deathstalker. That's all
Queens
I'll say
of the
every
Dead.
time.
If you just say Queen of the Dead, they're not drag queens. They're Queens of the Dead.
I'm sorry. I don't.
Queen of the Dead makes it sound like.
All right.
Like a.
Maybe she's one major drag queen zombie, like Alpha in fucking 28 years later.
Yeah.
Except she'll have big boobs and a huge penis. I'm still to this day shy. When you told me what drag stood for, I was like, holy fuck.
That's just girl.
No way.
Written into the little scripts.
Right there. Fuck.
That's what it is. We just took out the full stop somewhere along the way.
Yeah. All right, let's have a look at some reviews. Do you want to give them the synopsis for Good Boy? Good Boy.
Right. Good Boy. Well, in Good Boy, a loyal dog moves to a rural family home with his owner only to discover supernatural forces lurking in the shadows. As dark entities threaten his human companion, the brave pup must fight to protect the one he loves most. Directed by Ben Leonberg, written by Alex Cannon, Ben Leonberg, and stars Shane Jensen, Ariel Friedman, and Indy the dog.
Indy the dog. And he's called Indy in the movie too.
Aww.
From the outset, the film's brisk pacing is a welcome surprise. clocking in at 73 minutes. Good boy wastes no time in getting us into the haunted house territory, and by doing so, it keeps the tension taut throughout. We're rarely allowed the luxury of complacency. Each scene feels like a step deeper into unease, and the rhythm of the film ensures we stay firmly invested rather than drifting off. This steady momentum is a major strength. Equally impressive is the decision to make the dog, the ever-faithful Indy, the central protagonist. By telling the story through his eyes, or close enough, the film invites us to feel what he feels. Confusion, fear, loyalty, frustration. We watch his owner Todd move into a rural home and quietly unravel under unseen forces, while Indy is the one who senses it first. That dynamic is beautifully handled. The canine instinct becomes our conduit to do supernatural. The result is an emotional investment deeper than we might expect from a standard haunted house story. We care not only about the threat, but about Indy's drive to act on behalf of his human. He doesn't have words, but he has actions to communicate. His actions will communicate volumes. In that sense, Good Boys serves as a very effective example of COVID-era movie in spirit. Not necessarily overtly about a pandemic, but born in a time of isolation, observation, heightened awareness, and watching things we don't fully understand. The shift from city to secluded countryside echoes the retreat many experienced, and the sense that familiar safety is gone and something unseen is somewhere just out of sight. The film uses the setting to excellent effect, layering an atmosphere of entrapment and watchfulness. The dog's perspective almost mirrors how many of us felt watching the world change around us, alert, concerned, unable always to communicate what we sense. On top of that, the performances, human and non-human, work well. Indy isn't cartoonish or anthropomorphized. I can do it. I can say it. He responds naturally, and the filmmaker leans into that rather than fighting it. The bond between Todd and Indy is genuine, making the haunting feel more personal. It isn't just the house versus the occupant, but the dog versus the creeping unknown which threatens the one he loves. That emotional anchor gives the horror added weight. If there is a minor quibble, it might be that the story's brevity sometimes feels like it could have been stretched into more complexity. But that also plays into its strength. There's nothing extraneous. The lean structure keeps things tight and focused. All told, Good Boy is a fresh, emotionally resonant horror film with strong pacing, a unique vantage point that makes you invest deeply in a dog's fight to protect his human. It stands out this year as both inventive and heartfelt, a haunting tale that also reminds you why we love our pets so much. And I will tell you, I haven't jumped that much at a film in a long fucking time.
Yeah.
You don't expect it.
I haven't seen it.
You're not ready for it because you're paying so much attention to the dog.
Yeah.
And you don't expect anything to grab the dog or to comfort it. You're
what?
Kinda,
so they kind of grab the dog, the spirit's
You're constantly watching the human in the background. You're watching like the dog. The dog is watching his human and he's watching these things coming towards the human's room or whatever. And at the same time, you're not expecting these jump scares that come out of fucking nowhere, and they're done beautifully. They're not your standard jump scares. And then, of course, the dog's reaction will also give you that kind of, oh shit. It's really well done. And the way they actually did it so that the dog would have that real connection with the actor is they cow and chicken this a little bit, where you only see the owner's legs down.
Like Tom and Jerry.
Like in cow and chicken, you only ever saw the parents' legs.
Yeah.
Same Tom and Jerry. You only ever saw the legs. And it's the same in this case. You only ever see the actor's legs. So the physical acting was done by the director, who is the owner of the dog.
Okay.
And then all the voice work was done by an actual professional actor afterwards. Okay.
So the dog would always have its eyes on the owner.
Exactly.
That's why they kept the name Indy as well. Like,
exactly. To get all the natural reactions, you know? So it's a fucking brilliant movie. And it sounds like it's going to be short, but it doesn't feel short. It feels longer than its hour and 15 minutes.
It's shorter than the season finale of Dune.
But it doesn't feel like it. Not in a bad way. I know that makes it sound like
it drags out. No, I know what you mean.
But you
jam-packed.
You don't feel shortchanged at the end.
Yeah, I understand.
Do you know?
Yeah.
You kind of leave there going, that was fucking fun. You know? It's well worth the watch. Check that one out. That's fucking awesome. Next up, before we get the fuck out of here, and that's Black Phone 2.
Okay. So as Finn, now 17, struggles with life after his captivity, his sister begins receiving calls in her dreams from the Black Phone and seeing disturbing visions of 3 boys being stalked at a winter camp known as Alpine Lake. Directed by Scott Derrickson, written by C. Robert Cargill, Scott Derrickson, and Joe Hill, and stars Mason Thomas, Ethan Hawkes, and Madeline McGraw.
I think Joe Hill himself has said his
Very
part
little.
of playing this was more of
one
a
scene
concept.
kind of thing, like, yeah.
No,
I thought he
laid
said
out
that
the concept.
he wrote, there was like one scene that was kind of like nearly fully written by him, and then everything else was kind of more
That
concept.
was the first one.
Okay.
The first one's a short story and they expanded on it.
Okay.
He got in contact with him with the concept of this, and I think he then left them kind of right around it.
I love how he gets his ideas. I saw a post by him on Threads one day, and he had like a snow globe, and there was like one of those old school telephone boxes in the snow globe, and he was like, "This is starting my next idea." Like looking at the snow globe and the telephone box inside it, and I thought it was a nice. Yeah.
I still have to read the Black Phone, but I'd love to read a full novel Black Phone.
Was that Black Phone 2? It was a snow globe with a telephone box inside it.
Hinting at what was coming.
Okay, gotcha.
Teaser.
Okay.
Teaser. With the sequel to Black Phone now upon us, the Black Phone 2 manages to step up the stakes in a way that many horror follow-ups shy away from. Where the first film grounded its terror in a confined basement and unknown menace of the masked figure known simply as the Grabber. This next chapter expands both the mythos and the menace, giving us a killer who evolves or devolves into something much more ominous. The shift in setting to a remote winter camp, the lake, the blizzard, the icy isolation, all of it heightens the feeling of dread and delivers a sequel that isn't content to just replay the hits of the original. At the center of this expansion is the chilling performance by Ethan Hawke as the Grabber. He takes a character who in the first film was terrifying because of his unknowability and reimagines him into a nightmare realm. Less a mere kidnapper, more a vengeful spectre, a terror that invades dreams, manipulates reality, and relentlessly hunts. One review rightly notes that the Grabber has basically become Freddy Krueger in this mode. Mm-hmm. It's a bold move, and Hawke lends it a moroseness, quite menace, a mask of wariness that makes his presence all that stronger. When he is on screen, he commands it. His gravelly voice, the subtle shifts in his posture, the unseen threat behind the mask, all add up to a memorable villain in horror cinema. So I don't think we see Ethan Hawke's clear face. All you do with younger flashbacks.
Yeah.
What also works very well is how the film allows the survivors from the first film, especially Finney and his sister Gwen, to live with the trauma rather than flip a reset switch. Mm-hmm. Their pain, their scars, their cynicism are real. This gives us a richer emotional anchor than mere jump scares would. Gwen's psychic vision, the frozen children beneath the ice, the ringing black phone in dreams, it all gives the sequel a haunting, surreal quality. Pacing here is strong. After a slower build, once we arrive at the camp, things shift into high gear and the film leans into nightmare logic with gusto. The setting of icy isolation plus supernatural horror works exceptionally well. Some critics might quibble that the plot gets a little sprawling or that the rules of the evil become somewhat fuzzy, but for fans of horror that don't just reset the board and instead try to amplify the nightmare, the Black Phone 2 does deliver. In sum, The Black Phone 2 doesn't just continue the story, it ups the ante. It gives us a grabber who has evolved into a dream-invading terror, better visuals, stronger emotional stakes, and a lingering sense of dread. If you enjoyed the first film's foundation, this sequel builds a darker house on top of it and invites you to step inside. Just be ready to pick up the phone when it rings.
Ooh, would you pick up the phone? No. I wouldn't.
And I hate this shit of people being like, oh, it's too Freddy Krueger, you know. It's like, well, I mean,
Freddy Krueger hasn't been done in a good while.
and
Do you know what I mean?
outside
That kind of a story,
point,
like.
name something original anymore. Everything is an offshoot of something else. Everything, an idea, something has to spark a new idea.
Yeah.
This is, you know, I mean, until we get a new Freddy Krueger, maybe this is our new Freddy Krueger. Maybe this generation's Freddy is the grabber. You know,
Freddy's got a better name though.
maybe this generation's Michael Myers is Art the fucking Clown. Maybe this, you know, it's just it's we have to learn to allow. I've said this before on the show. We have to allow, like we did with the Universal monsters. We have to let our horror legends become legends.
Mm-hmm.
And allow fresh blood to break through.
Well, I mean, Frankenstein is a good example of that. It was kind of left live for a long time. And I mean, what just came out last week is fucking amazing.
Exactly. And it's just, maybe it's time now to let these guys kind of sit in the background and be classic fucking movies. Be Norman Bates, be fucking Frankenstein, be fucking the Dracula, be all these things.
Let's say you can't reinvent the wheel. Like,
instead of remaking and rebooting the same guys out over and over and over and over and over and over.
Until people eventually do get sick of them and there's no want for them there at all.
But I think this year in particular, horror movies have shown that they are in, or the horror industry has shown it is on its way now to new ground where we're not content with replaying the hits.
No.
Not to paraphrase what I just said, but you know, we're not content with just replaying our hits. We're not just going to give you another Jason movie. We're not just going to give you another Freddy movie. We are coming up with new things. Yeah. Yeah. Sinners, Weapons.
Sinners was amazing.
The Black Phone, Good Boy. You know, there's new shit coming. It can be just as scary. It can be just as
Weapons was a new idea.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. I mean, a completely new idea, wasn't it? I mean,
Sinners was a brand new take on the whole vampire fucking thing. Like, you know, I mean, again, The Black Phone. Yeah. Maybe we need to allow elements of our past things, because I mean, like, Michael Myers is close to a fucking Frankenstein, like for in movement. Obviously not in action.
Yeah. Oh, I know. Yeah.
But in movement, I mean, maybe I don't know, would Jason be closer to Michael Myers or to Frankenstein? I don't know. I shouldn't be trying to compare them all, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
There's our monsters evolve over time to go with what's going on.
Well, what's going on in the world, and that's why horror is making, like we said already, a resurgence again because of the state of the world at the moment,
and like
because of the unrest and just the sheer kind of like, what the fuck is going on?
Like you said, I know there's been a billion fucking Frankenstein movies just because it's in a public domain. But realistically, if you ask somebody, when's the last time we got a good Frankenstein movie, it'd be like, oh, the 90s with De Niro. You know? So, I mean, I feel like there are some stories that need to be put aside like that for 20, 30 years before we touch on it again. You know? I think when they said Halloween ends and then the week after said, oh, we now sold the rights and it's going to be a TV show, it's like, oh, you just killed it.
Love you, Myers, but like,
we just watched you go into a grinder. How the fuck are you coming back this time? Do you know? And it's just like, we've had reboots, we've had remakes, and I love Halloween. Love Halloween. But just like I said about Psycho earlier on, Psycho was timeless. It didn't need a remake in 90-fucking-9 or whatever.
Maybe they'll do with Michael Myers like what they just did with Frankenstein and make him genuinely attractive.
How would you be able to tell under that mask?
That's not going to happen. I don't know.
What are we going to do?
Brad Pitt mask over.
Get a George Clooney mask and paint it white right now. Where's my Michael B. Jordan mask?
Go away with that.
Tom Hardy is coming to get you. Jason Momoa.
I'd be like, come and get me, boys.
Oh, what, Shatner doesn't do it for you? Not even young Shatner?
Oh no, but if it was Michael B. Jordan walking through the door.
Dun, 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 dun. You're supposed to be running away. Close your legs and run away.
The wrong way.
Stop taking off your clothes. He's supposed to come in after your titties are out. You don't take them out when he comes.
I've been waiting for you.
All right, I think that's enough of that. We've talked about me grabbing my nuts, you getting your boobs out for Michael Myers, Michael B. Jordan, and
Michael B. Jordan Myers,
and an alpha drag queen zombie with boobs and a huge penis. So I think we've had a good episode today. So let's get out of here while we're still ahead and not cancelled. I hope.
We're not cancelled.
See y'all next week.
Later.